Hello, Scorpio. This is your tarot reading for July 2019. My name is Ron, clairvoyant for Tarot of the Twin Sun. This reading will be particularly geared towards twin flame energies, the trials and tribulations, the connection between the two, and what's helping you either reconcile or initiate some sort of union with your twin. Okay, we'll go ahead and clear the energies and get started on your reading, dear Scorpio. So cards would like to channel a bit and figure out the relationship dynamics between Scorpio and their twin, July 2019. Okay, that's good. Okay, first card that comes up is the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles relates to an imbalance in this particular reading, in that it is in reverse. Therefore, the inner joy of manifestation is sort of prohibited according to some type of situation. And what's interesting about this particular card is its ability with the mandala and the six orbs around it, of it to be quite a spiritual connection. There's a spiritual rootedness in your connection with your twin, and there are certain things that haven't been a source of pride. There may be conflicting pride aspects here. Could be the opposition between, say, a Cancer and a Taurus. There's a certain amount of fixity within the relationship, and because of such, a matter and a complexion of ego dueling within the relationship. Now, let's have a bit of clarity to see why this is so. I want to pull two cards for clarity on why there's a certain sense of tribulation. Why is there so much ego? Why? We'll start off with you, okay, and your partner. Okay, interesting. Now, Scorpio, you are essentially madly in love with the idea of love and sharing on the capacity of love, an equal give and take, okay? I think you've come to your point in this time of July, this part of your life, that you are open to the equal give and take of emotional content with you and your twin, the two. And you are open to aspects of alchemy. You're open to converting and transforming types of emotional energy into newness, okay, into union. This is your goal, Scorpio, and it's very much well known that it is your goal. However, your partner is dealing with the Wheel of Fortune. They are dealing with some cosmic energy, possibly karmic, and the finishing of one cycle to attain the next, to attain a type of liberation through the conspiracy of celestial forces, of things that are based on hierarchy and heredity and lineage, and how these structures are essentially subject to a type of change. This is also a card of flux, meaning there are apparent cycles, but because of the nature of the wheel, meaning the inability to control such turning, there is a sense that things are going to be moving, decaying, and changing unaccording to their will. Therefore, they have the attitude, your twin has the attitude that, yes, luck is in their favor. At the same time, they base it on abundance. They base it on karmic value rather than the energy you have, which is the Two of Cups, which is equilibrium. They think, your twin thinks that there is a matter, they treat it as it's a matter of lessons that are learned through the unlearning, through the wheel. So they are totally reversing and changing the way they see the arbitrary nature, that is the changing nature of the connection. Also, they see this with you, but from a distance, and that their ego is essentially is based on the lessons. The ego self has stratified according to the lessons of past wheel experiences, karmic resonance, and karmic sort of residue, as opposed to yours, which is essentially not new love, but love based on the idealization of love. Therefore, there is contention within the dynamic. I mean, honestly, this is a good card to have. It's essentially winning, it's essentially manifestation of equal give and take. However, because the ego is there and pride is there, there is a much needed reconciliation of the ego, okay? Of egos, multiple ego selves. Therefore, it's very difficult to reconcile. How then would there be reconciliation? Okay, I'm going to pull 3 cards for this, or as many cards as pops out. Okay, interesting. That's 1 card. Building a small pyramid for you. There's 2. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, okay. 3, and the interesting thing is that they all came up in reverse. Okay, so let me just go ahead and restructure that. Yeah. So we have the Princess of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, essentially. She's bringing messages here. She's bringing messages for a sort of hearthing, creation of a natural connection based on slow yet methodical communication. Okay. This also is the card of. This represents Tauran in energy as well as Virgo and Capricorn. However, because of the horns, it's essentially Taurian. And there's also a propensity for carnal lust as well as desire coming into play, coming from the forest, and essentially trying to manifest connection through a natural setting, okay? Natural circumstance. This is the Page of Pentacles. Also, there is the Fool, okay? I am gearing this towards more your type of energy. I feel it that way, Scorpio. And the Fool is about, yes, sort of like the phoenix rising up from the ashes, okay? So there might have been a great transformation with you, hugely sort of created, and you are moving into this Fool-like energy that is idealizing, like I said again, with the Two of Cups, idealizing systematic approaches to love, and idealizing a way to move forward without any sort of hindrances, and to go, optimistically into a plan of yours. Okay, well, there is no plan with the Fool, really. It's just a matter of going to. However, there's always the possibility of falling, and perhaps falling in love very deeply. And this is probably how your twin sees you, essentially someone who has foolishly embraced the Two of Cups energy, yes? And there might be, because of that, a sort of denial of the the playful energy of the Three of Cups energy. Look, the Two of Cups energy is really intense, and Scorpios take it really, really, really deep. Okay? And this might be too much for your partner to handle. They want to be jovial with you and celebrate almost on a friendly level, like friends with benefits, the Two of Cup energy, but it's not being realized. It's as a subtle force in the reverse. Therefore, it becomes essentially, it becomes a subtle force, and there are crafty ways of misrepresentation happening here, okay? So we have the two energies, the Fool and the Prince of Pentacles in reverse, and then we have the Three of Cups on top. And ultimately what I see here is a potential yes for third-party situations, and a lot of unsaid truths about the actual nature of the connection. I mean, there is a connection there. It's quite strong, and your partner sees it as fated, as extremely based on the whims and the ways of karma, and they see you as essentially as someone to embark with on this quest of the major arcana through the Fool. Okay. At the same time, there are light messages coming through that are trying to ground the relationship rather than take it on a deep level through the Princess of Discs, the Princess of Pentacles in reverse. This is Taurus energy, and they want to take it easy and like not be so heavy. And the Fool is just running off and like almost being flighty in a way. And what's sort of like on the undertone, on the undertow is this joy, this flirtatiousness, this happiness, at the same time a potential for third-party situations, which is interesting. But this is the undercurrent, and this is what's sort of reinforcing the Six of Pentacles in reverse, which I read as essentially a blockage between the egos dueling. Okay, yet fundamentally, I would say the actual connection is there, but what is not being said is what is not being said between the two of you, and the intentions come as subtle forces, and the egos are too big to let the walls down and to be really real about what they really want, you know? But unfortunately, one person sees it as a twin flame energy, the Two of Cups, and that's you, Scorpio, and the other person, which I can only deem through the cards as Taurus, lots of earth, some water here, other Scorpios may be involved, Pisces, Cancer, and potentially Leo and Sagittarius. They see all this energy as essentially a karmic relationship, which has all its negative sort of stigmata, including, including something that will happen again. It's a cycle, and then therefore the wheel will turn again, and they will run into the same problems again. I think there might be a way to reassure your twin, though. However, that reconciliation, which might be on the cards, it might be on the cards, considering the Six of Pentacles, there might be some sort of travel, perhaps. Yeah, let's see just a bit of clairvoyant sort of energy, potential influences for the month of July, and how things will. Okay, interesting. And they came up as reverse. Wonderful. This is great energy. So the Ten of Swords in reverse, right? Now the Ten of Swords usually upright means that there was quite a bit of strife on the intellectual plane in trying to intellectualize the connection between you and your twin. However, these things cannot really ever be fully discussed or disclosed. And with Scorpio, it's always a matter of the High Priestess energy, where secrets are held in order to maintain enough gravitas in a situation that the charisma and the general sort of attraction is still there. And any intellectualizing if you or your person has air in their chart, or Mercury is placed in a type of air-like energy, has created a bit of friction to the point where there's a lot that has been said that created an effect on the relationship. Yet a lot has been done and a lot has been sort of set in the ground. Usually the 10 upright is like when things are actually set in the ground, the cycle is over. Therefore, the cycle is not over, and there's still things that haven't really been discussed, okay? Which can create enough friction to reignite, in a way, the energy between you and your twin. Why is it 10 swords in reverse? Let's figure it out. Why is it 10 of swords in reverse? Why? Okay, interesting. Yeah. Good. So, in the month of July, once again, there will be quite a bit of trying to put an end to the intellectual rapport between you and your twin. I think there's so much ego and there's so much intelligence running throughout the relationship that it has become impossible to really intellectualize some sort of ending. Therefore, there will always be a competitive edge to, at least for the month of July. Your discussions will be heated. They will be deeply set according to triggers and effects of the ego, as well as triggers of karma, as well as triggers of idealized twin love energy, okay? One of you obviously wants the connection to be, but then there's also a potential for the other for it to end. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. Believe me, I know what you're going through. At the same time, there's enough tension and there's enough sort of stigmata and there's enough intensity and tension and, you know, energy within the relationship to really propel it into more an endless debate and like make it such that it becomes almost a game, okay? A game between you two, which can be very fun, okay? You should treat it that way, actually. We have here the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is usually a flighty energy, come in, come out, and like really sort of create a martial art out of eloquence and like really work with the mind in order to make communication happen. However, it's in reverse, so there might be a lot of flighty energy more than fighty. Therefore, I would recommend more than anything to experience this connection for what it's worth and to not over intellectualize it, not to impress any type of mental oppression, to recognize that psychic barriers are important, psychic boundaries are important, and not to abuse those. If so, if you were to tap into the psychic connection with your twin, I would highly recommend to do so, Scorpio, out of love, out of equal give and take, out of equilibrium, okay? At the same time, to realize that the wheel will eventually turn, okay? Now, whether your situation is bad with your twin and you're in a running chasing dynamic, or whether it's good, there's always the up and down and the sort of flip and reversal and the inevitable sort of turning of the wheel. Nothing lasts. Nothing lasts. So you might as well enjoy it while you can, Scorp. All right. I really do appreciate your time. Yeah, interesting. Sun came up, that's good. Whether in reverse or not, who knows? That'd be funny if a sun came up in reverse, because it would definitely indicate that it was sunset. Appreciate it. Once again, Ron, Terror of the Twin Sun, Scorpio, take it easy, relax, enjoy your time with your twin. If you're lucky enough to be in reconciliation soon, don't think about it. Don't think about it at all. Just enjoy the connection. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.